morning, traders, and welcome to this week's Forex Focus, the show where we look ahead at the opportunities that could be setting up in the FX markets. Now, I'd first off like to say thank you to everybody that's been following us over the past, since we've started the Forex Focuses at the beginning of the year. The support has been amazing. The emails that we get have been amazing. It's really nice to see that it's something that you all watch and you all use to help you, identify your trade ideas. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all of your emails, and please keep them coming in. I'd also like to say just a quick comment to a gentleman who commented on the last Forex Focus video about basically saying that shouldn't I cover the NFPs and things like that because it's the most important data release or something to that effect. And I'd just like to say that, yeah, I take what you're saying, but to be honest with you, there are many, many, many important data releases every week. And the purpose of the Forex Focus is more to do with the technical setups than it is about fundamentals. But we'll start to add some of those in as the weeks progress. So in this week's Forex Focus, we've got three opportunities that we're looking at. And ultimately, basically, there were the New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi, which we were looking at last week because it's just continuing to go. So we're looking for some pullbacks there. We're staying away from the European pairs for the moment because obviously we've got the referendum going on this weekend. We don't really know what's going to happen there either way. So it's really pretty much best to stay out of it, and we'll see what the reaction is on Monday. And once we see what the reaction is, then we can look into trading it and into taking a position. But we didn't take any sort of a punt before the weekend because, to be honest with you, we really don't know what's going to happen. All right, so let's jump over to the charts and look at the opportunities that we're looking at. So the first one that we've got our eyes on is this one here of the Australian dollar. Now, the Australian dollar has very, very recently, just literally last week, broken a very, very important structure level. It's this one here that's been in place since pretty much the beginning of the year. So it's come down to this level after a very, very sharp sell-off. And over the past, 3 or 4 months has literally gone sideways. And it's since broken that level now, which is very, very interesting because if this is a true break, we can completely expect a momentum move to the downside. If it's not a true break, then we'll also have an opportunity to trade it back above this level, taking sort of like a liquidity fade. So we've got two options on the Australian dollar at this particular moment in time. Looking at the previous price action here, looking at the downwards price action, then this consolidation price acceptance phase, I'm kind of inclined to look more for shorting opportunities rather than rebounds back above this. But obviously, I'm going to be open to both. So the Australian dollar has broken a very, very important structure level here. It's something that we are certainly going to be looking to trade in the coming weeks and months ahead. Particularly if it breaks below this level and holds below this level, because that's basically our bread and butter trades, right? Momentum trades in the direction of the trend, and that's exactly what we've got here. And more importantly, if you take a look at that candle, there's a very, very bearish candle. It's not there's no indecision there. The bears were in control all the way through this. So it'll be interesting to see how the market opens up on Sunday night and then how it trades into Monday. But that's certainly one that we've got our eyes on. Then we're looking at some New Zealand dollar trades. The first one is the pound New Zealand. And so the pound New Zealand here has been rallying for quite some time, since the beginning or since the middle of April. It's been rallying from 1.9294 all the way up to 2.3300 almost, or just above that. And what we're looking at is for a pullback in this pair, because it's gone a very, very long way. In a relatively short space of time, and it literally hasn't looked back. So we're looking for a little bit of price acceptance here. Ideally for the market to come back towards the 2.2221, or if it gets below that, then the next reference point we're looking at is a 2.1025. That's a long, long, long way off. So ideally we'd like it to pull back to this level here, at which point we'd be looking to take a buy trade, particularly looking at all of this momentum here. I wouldn't quite be as keen if the market did pull all the way back, back to 2.1078, because that's nearly, 2,000 pips. It's a long, 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 long way. And by that time, we might have a change in momentum, a change in sentiment. So ideally, we want to pull back to the 2.2221, at which point we then look for some sort of a reversal pattern to be able to take that long. The final one is the New Zealand dollar. Now, the New Zealand dollar, again, very much like the pound dollar like the pound New Zealand, has been on a trend. It's been trending for a long time now. Obviously, it's inversely correlated to the pound New Zealand. So the pound New Zealand was moving up. The New Zealand dollar is moving down, and all of it is pointing to a weaker New Zealand dollar. Now, the area that we're looking at here is a little bit cleaner, all right, so than the pound New Zealand, so it doesn't have to come back as much. In fact, it would be pretty much perfect price action if the market was to pull back to this level here at the 0.7144 level. So if it can get back to this level here, which is this previous structure here to the left, and if we put it on the weekly chart, you can see just how significant it is. So the market's come back there. It treated that as support back in 2011. And then sure enough, this year it's done it twice. It's broken through it. So we very much would like to see the market pull back to this level, at which point we would look to take a sell opportunity. And if I'm honest, this is probably my favorite trade on at the moment. So I'm going to wait for the market to pull back here, at which point in time we will certainly be looking to go shorts. So that wraps up this week's Forex Focus. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope you've all got a lot of good information out of it. As I said at the beginning, we're kind of steering clear of the euro pairs for the moment. We really want to see what the result is of the referendum this weekend, and see how, more importantly, see how the markets react, because they may have priced in a lot of what they believe is going to happen. So that's always the interesting part there. So I'd recommend, obviously, well, it's not trading advice because we're not authorized or regulated to do so, but what we're doing is we're just staying out of the market at the moment, basically to see what happens there. All right. Thank you very much for watching this week's Forex Focus. I hope you all have a very good week in the markets, and until next week, good trading.